Imagine this: you're at a party, and suddenly, you're asked to give a toast. Your heart races, and your mind goes blank. Sound familiar? You're not alone. According to the National Social Anxiety Center, 73% of people have a fear of public speaking. That's more than the fear of death. But what if you could turn that fear into confidence? What if you had the tools to speak eloquently on the spot? Welcome to 6 Tricks for Mastering Impromptu Speaking in 2024. We're diving into some surprising facts. Did you know that strategic pauses can boost listener retention by 30%? Or that stories are 22 times more memorable than just stating facts? These are game changers. In this video, you'll learn how to harness the power of silence, craft spontaneous stories, and use mind maps for quick structuring. We'll also explore confidence hacks, audience connection techniques, and how to handle unexpected questions with ease. Stick around, and by the end of this video, you'll have the skills to impress in any impromptu speaking situation. Ready to unlock your speaking potential? Let's dive in. Chapter 1: The Power of Pause. Harnessing silence to speak volumes. Pausing while speaking might seem counterintuitive. Yet, it's one of the most powerful tools in a speaker's arsenal. A strategic pause can emphasize a point, give you a moment to think, and make your audience hang on your every word. Studies show that silence can significantly boost your speech's impact. According to a study by the University of Illinois, pauses can increase listeners' retention by 30%. That's because silence gives people time to process and reflect on what you've said. Think about famous speeches. Martin Luther King Jr. often used pauses effectively. Each pause added weight to his words. He made every sentence feel more significant. When you pause, you also come across as more confident. People who rush through their words seem nervous or unsure. Pausing shows you're in control and comfortable. Practice this by incorporating pauses in everyday conversations. Notice how it changes the dynamics. Your words will carry more weight. You'll seem more thoughtful and authoritative. Use pauses to create suspense too. In storytelling, a well-timed pause can make your narrative more exciting. Picture this, and then. I saw it. That pause makes people eager to hear what's next. Another trick is to pause after asking a question. It gives your audience time to think and engage. For example, what would you do in that situation? Pause. This makes your speech interactive and engaging. Incorporate pauses to highlight important points. Say, the most critical factor is, pause. This signals your audience to pay attention. It's a subtle cue that what follows is significant. Pauses also help with pacing. Fast talkers can overwhelm their audience. By pausing, you control the tempo. This keeps your audience with you, step by step. Remember, pausing is a skill. It might feel awkward at first. But with practice, it becomes natural. Start with small pauses. Gradually, you'll find the right balance. Chapter 2: Spontaneous Stories. Crafting memorable narratives on the fly. Stories stick. They're a powerful tool in impromptu speaking. But how do you come up with a compelling story on the spot? It's easier than you think. First, draw from personal experiences. Your life is full of stories. Think about your day-to-day moments. These can be relatable and engaging. A study by Stanford University found that stories are 22 times more memorable than facts alone. This means your audience is more likely to remember your point if it's wrapped in a story. Start with a simple structure: beginning, middle, and end. Even a quick story needs a clear structure. For example, yesterday, I faced a challenge. Here's how I overcame it. This is what I learned. Use sensory details to make your story vivid. Describe what you saw, heard, or felt. This paints a picture for your audience. They'll feel like they're right there with you. Incorporate dialogue if possible. It makes your story more dynamic. Instead of saying, "He was angry," say, "He shouted, I can't believe this." It brings the story to life. Keep your stories concise. In impromptu speaking, you don't have much time. Aim for a minute or two. Make your point quickly and move on. Practice storytelling regularly. Think of a random object and create a story around it. This exercise can spark creativity and improve your quick thinking skills. Remember the key elements: a relatable situation, a conflict or challenge, and a resolution. This basic framework helps you structure your thoughts quickly. Use metaphors and analogies to enrich your stories. They make complex ideas easier to understand. For example, "It was like trying to swim upstream" paints a clear picture of a difficult situation. Engage your audience by asking questions. Have you ever faced a moment like that? This makes your story interactive and relatable. Don't be afraid to show vulnerability. Sharing personal struggles or failures can make your story more impactful. It shows you're human and authentic. Chapter 3: Mind Maps and Magic Words. Structuring your speech in seconds. When you're speaking off the cuff, structure is key. Mind maps are a quick way to organize your thoughts. They help you see the big picture and the details at the same time. A mind map starts with a central idea. From there, you branch out with subtopics. It's like a visual brainstorm. Tony Buzan, the inventor of mind mapping, claims it enhances creativity by 15%. Start with your main point in the center. Let's say it's benefits of reading. Branch out with key ideas, improves focus, boosts knowledge, reduces stress. Each branch can have smaller branches with details. Using mind maps can cut down your prep time. You'll know what you want to say and in what order. Plus, it keeps your speech clear and logical. Another tool is magic words. These are powerful phrases that can structure your speech. Phrases like first, next, and finally guide your audience through your points. For example, you might say, first, let's talk about focus. Reading improves it because. Then, move to your next point with, next, reading boosts knowledge by. Magic words are simple but effective. They help you stay on track. And your audience knows what to expect. Incorporate transitions to link your points. Transitions make your speech flow smoothly. Use phrases like, in addition, furthermore, or, on the other hand. A good structure also involves summarizing your points. After each section, briefly recap. So, we've discussed focus and knowledge. Now, let's move on to stress reduction. This keeps your audience with you. They won't get lost in the details. Summarizing also reinforces your message. Mind maps and magic words are especially useful for answering questions. If someone asks a tough question, quickly map out your thoughts. Use magic words to structure your answer. Chapter 4: Confidence Hacks. Tricks to boost your speaking mojo instantly. Confidence is crucial in impromptu speaking. Even if you have great content, delivering it with confidence makes all the difference. One quick confidence hack is power posing. Amy Cuddy's research at Harvard shows that standing in a powerful pose for 2 minutes can boost confidence. Try standing with your feet apart and hands on your hips before speaking. Another trick is deep breathing. Nervousness often makes us breathe shallowly. Take deep breaths to calm your nerves. Inhale slowly for a count of 4, hold for 4, and exhale for 4. Visualization is also powerful. Picture yourself speaking confidently and your audience reacting positively. Athletes use this technique to improve performance, and it works for speakers too. Positive self-talk can shift your mindset. Replace negative thoughts with positive affirmations. Instead of thinking, I'm going to mess up, tell yourself, I'm prepared and capable. Wear something that makes you feel good. When you feel good about your appearance, your confidence gets a boost. It might be a favorite tie, a lucky shirt, or even just comfortable shoes. Engage in small talk before your speech. Chatting with your audience beforehand can ease your nerves and create a connection. It makes the crowd feel more familiar. Focus on the message, not on yourself. When you concentrate on delivering value to your audience, you worry less about how you're perceived. It's about them, not you. Remember, everyone gets nervous. Even seasoned speakers feel jitters. Accepting this can reduce your anxiety. It's normal, and it doesn't mean you're not ready. Preparation is a huge confidence booster. Even for impromptu speeches, practice speaking on various topics. The more you practice, the more prepared you'll feel. Smile. Smiling releases endorphins that reduce stress. It also makes you appear more confident and approachable. Connect with your audience through eye contact. It builds rapport and makes you seem more confident. Look at individuals, not just the crowd as a whole. Speak slowly. Nervousness can make us rush. Deliberately slow down your speech. It makes you sound more confident and gives you time to think. Chapter 5: Audience Connection. Reading the room and responding in real time. Connecting with your audience is crucial for any speaker. It's especially important when speaking impromptu. The key is to read the room and adapt your message accordingly. Start by observing your audience. Are they engaged or distracted? Notice their body language. Leaning forward means they're interested. Crossed arms might indicate skepticism. A study by the Center for Body Language found that nonverbal cues can tell us 55% of what our audience feels. Pay attention to these cues and adjust your approach. Use humor to break the ice. A light, relevant joke can relax both you and your audience. Just keep it appropriate and inclusive. Laughter creates a bond and eases tension. Ask questions to involve your audience. How many of you have experienced this? This makes them feel part of the conversation. It also gives you a moment to think. Interactive elements, like polls or quick activities, can also boost engagement. For instance, a show of hands or a quick brainstorming session. This keeps the energy high and involves everyone. Listening is as important as speaking. If someone comments or asks a question, listen actively. Show you value their input. It makes your response more meaningful and relevant. Adapt your tone and language based on your audience's reactions. If they seem confused, simplify your message. If they're nodding along, you're on the right track. Storytelling is a great way to connect. Share a personal anecdote related to your topic. It makes you more relatable and humanizes your message. Maintain eye contact. It creates a sense of connection and trust. Aim to make brief eye contact with different people throughout your speech. Use inclusive language. Words like we and us build a sense of community. It's about creating a shared experience, not just delivering a speech. Don't be afraid to show emotion. Authenticity resonates. If you're passionate about your topic, let it show. Enthusiasm is contagious. Incorporate feedback in real time. If someone offers a valuable point, acknowledge it and build on it. This shows you're listening and adaptable. Remember, your audience wants you to succeed. They're there to listen and learn. This mindset can reduce your anxiety and help you connect better. Practice active engagement. In smaller settings, you might walk around and interact with your audience. In larger ones, use gestures to include everyone. Be prepared to adjust your content based on audience feedback. Flexibility is key in impromptu speaking. Sometimes, a different angle or example can make all the difference. Chapter 6, The Art of Reframing, Turning Unexpected Questions into Opportunities. Handling unexpected questions can be challenging. But with the right techniques, you can turn these moments into opportunities to shine. First, stay calm. Take a deep breath before responding. This gives you a moment to gather your thoughts and shows confidence. Acknowledge the question. That's a great question, or, I'm glad you asked that. It shows you value the input and are ready to address it. Reframe the question if needed. Sometimes, questions can be unclear or off-topic. Restate it in a way that aligns with your message. If I understand correctly, you're asking about, use bridging techniques to steer the conversation. Bridge from the question to your main points. That's interesting. It reminds me of. This keeps you in control. If you don't know the answer, it's okay to admit it. I'm not sure about that, but I can find out for you. Honesty builds trust and credibility. Provide a thoughtful response. Even if the question is challenging, take your time. It's better to pause and think than to rush and give a weak answer. Relate the question to your key message. Find a connection that reinforces your main points. This keeps your speech coherent and focused. Sometimes, turning the question back to the audience can be effective. What do you think? This engages them and gives you a moment to think. Use personal stories to answer questions. It adds a relatable touch and can make your response more engaging. I once faced a similar situation. Keep your responses concise. Long-winded answers can lose your audience. Stick to the point and be clear. Incorporate facts and data when possible. This adds weight to your response. According to a recent study, maintain positive body language. Stand tall, make eye contact, and smile. This conveys confidence and openness. If a question is negative or confrontational, stay composed. Respond respectfully and try to find common ground. I see where you're coming from. Practice handling difficult questions. Anticipate potential queries and prepare responses. The more you practice, the better you'll get. Remember, every question is an opportunity. It shows your audience is engaged and interested. Use it to reinforce your message and connect with them.